Spencer, Garrett, and Alicia Minshew. Welcome inside the Crazy Ant Farm. How are y'all?
Thank you. Hello. We're so good. I'm going to let Spencer go first because he's the man. He's the main man.
So Spencer's been here before. He knows how crazy it is, right?
It's beyond crazy.
What fun would it be if it wasn't, right?
Exactly.
I mean, that's what we're all about.
I went the other way. Alicia and I shot a scene the other day on our show talking about crazy. That's
what I was going to say.
Yeah. For those of you who are not familiar with our show Quarantine on Instagram, on IGTV, it's about a bunch of out of work character actors, about soap opera actors on a soap opera that has been sidelined because of this quarantine, and we're all just going kind of slightly mad there.
Yes,
right.
Yes. Their lives have become a soap opera.
Yes, basically.
Exactly. And this scene that Spencer's talking about, we did 4 or 5 different takes of this scene in which was just kook. Spencer was so funny in it, and I was a lunatic, just drinking beer and burping and just being completely inappropriate. But I mean, there were some things that didn't even make it to the air that were just. I was rapping, I was singing. I don't even know what I was doing. It was so fun to just kind of let loose and and then have Spencer's reaction to the whole thing was just priceless. Oh my God. So it was fun. It was really fun.
I bet there was a lot of stuff where you kind of let loose in several episodes there. We were watching. We were like, "Whoa, okay."
Where's this going?
Whatever do you mean?
We'll talk about it. It may have involved Nate and some lotion, but
I'm down with that.
First of all, we have heard a rumor that this is ad-libbed. It's kind of it's a guided ad-lib. If that's true, you guys are absolutely amazing. Is that true to that?
We call it guided improv. Basically, Jerry, who created the show, Jerry Ying, who's our mad genius behind this.
He's
whole
our
endeavor.
everything. Yeah, he's our everything.
He's everything. And Jerry and Alicia went to acting college together, acting school with the great Bill Esper.
Yes.
Jerry came up with this idea, and it's basically like he comes up with these story beats and this kind of story thread about how to take these characters through this pandemic. Kind of comes up with them over the weekend and hands them out to the actors, the night before. And basically, they have an idea. It's kind of like the way Curb Your Enthusiasm works, where you have sort of an outline, you have a kind of a basic premise of where you want the scene to go. And because we're shooting it on Zoom, which is such an odd medium to be doing it on, and we're the only ones that I know of that have ever done this, other than, now everybody's kind of jumping on the bandwagon.
For sure.
We are the first to use this, and we have 3 other cameramen, quote unquote, that are kind of behind the scenes, that are filming these scenes on their computer. And somehow they magically put this all together. So we have to do multiple takes of each scene. Jerry kind of guides the actors through this improvisation that has a kind of a beginning, middle, and an end. Mm-hmm. And they pick the best scene to use on the episode. It's really it's a painstaking process. But the actors are all so just wonderfully game. And,
that's what I was going to say, Spence. I was going to say that I think Jerry picked such a great group, and none of whom I had known. I think I worked with Ella, but none of whom who I had met before. Such a great group of people that are A, super talented, but B, super game to just jump in, like Spencer said, and they just have this great imagination and talent, and everybody's so witty and funny and smart, and he just put together such a great group that I think it just kind of organically works because everyone is, they're into it, and
absolutely.
It just kind of works, and it's fun, and and if something doesn't work, Jerry will say, you know what, let's steer, like he's stopped us all before and tried to steer us in a different direction. But then with his guidance, he just lets us go. And crazy things happen. Sometimes the best things that happen are the mistakes that happen and things like that.
Oh, always, right? And I got to tell you, though, the cast, we completely agree. I mean, I'm shocked to hear that it's loosely not ever worked together before because the chemistry is just phenomenal.
Yeah, it just seems so natural.
Yeah.
I was just say that, you guys. Not only have we never met, I mean, Alicia and I have never met. I can't wait. But we've never met, with the exception of Ella Thomas, who plays Willa.
Right.
I've never met any of these folks before.
It's
Okay,
amazing.
So when we first
Spencer,
got
you've met
together,
no one? Okay, I didn't know that you hadn't met any of them. Okay.
Jerry Ying and I did an episode of Hawaii Five-0 like 9 years. We met on Oahu doing Hawaii Five-0 together.
Oh my
We've
God.
been pals ever since. We wanted to create something together. We wanted to work together. But I've never met any of these folks. And the fact that when you watch that pilot episode and you see the camaraderie and the chemistry and just the joie de vivre that we have all amongst each other, you kind of feel like these guys have all been working on a soap opera together.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
absolutely.
No, it's true. It's
Really
I think that's
lovely.
like a testament.
I just can't wait to meet everybody in person so we, crack some beers open.
That's how I feel. I feel like this is when I first met everybody. I said, this is a tease. I said, I want to jump through the camera and give you guys hugs and like I said, physically touch you guys, because you kind of, you start to, after a while, as a human, but also as an actor, you start to miss like touch, like giving people hugs and like physically being around them in person and smelling them. I don't know.
Absolutely.
Like, you know what I mean? Like you miss that.
Well,
so I look forward to sharing that with the whole cast for sure.
And you guys do a really good job in this series of expressing that. You've got all the innuendo, but you've got, where clearly they're watching a show together and then they start having sex, and the other two are like, well, wait a minute, if they're going to do this, I mean, maybe we can pretend to move together closer, kind of a thing. So you guys I think are highlighting that very well, that in this whole quarantine kind of a thing, there's a lot of weird stuff,
Yeah, for sure. It's funny because it's things that you don't normally think about. You're like, oh yeah, I can do that. There's things you can get away with on the Zoom that can, like you said, innuendos of certain things. And it makes it kind of tantalizing because you can't physically see these people touch.
Right.
But you can watch them want to touch each other or want to hug each other, but you know what I mean? Like there's something interesting about that.
Two of the couples live together.
Right.
Ella and Ryan live together.
Right.
And Richard Jin lives together with.
Of course. That's right. Without John.
And
right.
so there are some real life couples, and we always have to be mindful. We've been doing this for close to a month now. That we're having so much fun doing this. We record on Fridays and Saturdays. Sometimes they're long days because you have to do multiple takes over and over and over and over again until you get the one that is right. But we're also living in this thing. We're in this quarantine.
Yeah.
We're stressed out by it. There's nothing fun about it. So
it's not all fun and games, right?
We kind of jump down into this alternate reality when we're shooting the show, and then we get back to our normal lives, which are we're doing the best we can in the middle of all this. So it's really just a great escape and a great diversion.
I'm so glad you said that, because I was going to say that for me, I feel like it's also an escape. It's I'm here in New York City, so I'm like in the center of the whole pandemic, and it's tough. And I'm homeschooling my child. I mean, she's in the other room right now, doing math, and it's just a strange reality. And I'm trying to just be grateful that I'm healthy and safe, but it is scary. So when I have these few hours with these lovely people on the Zoom show, it is a very welcome escape for me and a chance to just connect in a different way with people. And so I'm grateful to Jerry and then everybody that I have the opportunity to do this during such a sort of weird, scary time,
Right. And and I think what you guys do, I think that's why it's connecting so well with the audience, though, because as much as it is an escape, and kudos to the ingenuity and the creativity from the artists like yourselves who refuse to let this pandemic stop them from still putting out their content and for people, but you also do a really good job of highlighting how serious it is, whether it's stitching together the masks or whether it's maybe a couple that wasn't able to quarantine together and one desperately wants to. I think you guys are really hitting on problems that real people are facing during this right now, and you're giving them a way to go, hey, I can connect to that because I want to do that too, and I think that's why it's resonating so well.
Yeah.
We started out. Go on, love.
No, you go first, baby. You go first.
You guys know the whole idea behind this. I mean, this started out as a fundraiser. It's just to raise money for the SAG-AFTRA Foundation,
right,
for the COVID-19 relief fund. It's to raise money for actors who are in need. I mean, the foundation's given out something like close to $4 million so far. for actors that it really needed. And so it's, I don't think that we realized at the time when we set out to do this, I don't think we thought we would even be 13 episodes in. We started out putting out an episode a day, 5 days a week on YouTube. Then we moved over to Instagram TV, and the thing just caught fire. And now people are like digging it and asking for more. And so we're really trying to find wonderful, interesting, sexy, fun, great guest stars to join us.
Yeah. We had great guest stars. Oof.
Oh my God. We had Steven Weber and Willie Garson and Turner, Jonathan Sadowski from the Friday the 13th.
Oh, fantastic.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yes.
The youngins will know him from Young and Hungry, right?
Right, exactly. Reno Wilson
we know
Mike and
something
Molly.
else.
Nikki Blunt is joining us.
Oh,
so
she is?
Yeah.
She's
Nikki Blunt,
fantastic.
oh my God, she's amazing. She's fabulous.
Well,
so we're really
gosh.
glad that people want to come and play with us.
Oh, absolutely. Well, let's talk about it because it's amazing to me how much content you guys are able to put into these episodes. You're averaging somewhere between 6 and 8 minutes, sometimes a little longer, sometimes a little less. But the amount of content that you guys are providing per episode is just absolutely incredible. And these storylines are intense. You've got so much going on.
Yeah, a lot of juice going on. A lot of juiciness.
A lot of juice, man. I feel like we were talking about this a little bit earlier, but I feel like Marty is just looking for love. He's just getting the raw deal all over the place. I still want to know what's going on way from the first episode, right? You're with Ella's character. We know something happened there, but
right, that's right. They had they had that whole first scene together.
That's right, and then we haven't heard anything about that since.
Exactly.
But I'm feeling like, come on now, we need to know a little bit more.
Exactly.
So.
A little backstory.
And then, of course, you got Nate, Nate being rejected and now going for mom, right?
Yeah. And mom's like, hey, come hither. Watch me put lotion on my legs.
Right.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
How you doing?
That scene was so unbelievably provocative in the most clean way possible, right?
Like, that's so funny. Because I was, when you do things like that, you just never know. So I'm like, is that weird?
No.
But Jerry's like, no, Jerry said, it's just as weird as we need it to be.
Exactly.
Yes, it's weird.
Exactly. But it's like you were saying earlier, the most simple of things become something that you wouldn't think. Something as simple as lotioning up your legs. Now, all of a sudden, you've got a guy watching you lotion your legs, and it's a whole new ball game.
So much so where
he was a good sport about that.
That was originally that scene was supposed to be me putting lotion on my leg.
Oh.
That's next.
We pitched that in the writer's room, and that got nixed right away. Jerry said, text me a picture of your legs, and I did, and he's like, no, that's not going to take it.
No. We would need a whole lot of quarantinis before that happens, okay?
That's a whole other show. We're going to spin off. It's going to be called Marty's Legs.
I would watch that. Hey,
You'll be able to find that on the dark web.
That's right. That's After Dark, literally. That's the spinoff right there.
Oh my goodness.
Right. Oh yeah, it's not Cheetah Hills After Dark. It's Marty's Lake.
That's right, Marty. You're gonna find a way to stay on that show no matter what, Marty. It's gonna be great.
It's good stuff. It's good stuff, you guys.
I mean, but there's so many interrelationships, though. Who's the daddy, who's not the daddy, and we don't want to give away too many spoilers for people who haven't seen it. But there's so much stuff going on.
Yeah.
And the way you guys are weaving it all together is just amazing.
Yeah, and what I really like about it is how they're dealing with reality and then reality on the actual soap opera. Like they're crisscrossing realities, like what is real, what was on the show. And I just feel like a lot of people might be going through that right now with what they're watching on TV because they're just stuck at home just thinking about all these things that are happening in day-to-day life and on television. So I think that is just brilliant.
That is so true that you said that. And P.S., I'm so glad that you guys like the show as much as you do. And thank you for supporting it. Like, it's great to hear someone else talk about it and like enjoy the storylines and that you're enjoying the characters. But it's true. I think if you binge enough shows and stuff, this happened to my daughter. Like we were watching some shows and you go to sleep and you dream about the people and you wake up.
Exactly.
Right? I don't know if that happens to you. That happens to me. If I'm watching something a lot and then I dream of them and I wake up and I'm like, wait, do I really know these people? Wait, I don't. But so I feel like all of these people in quarantine, like they're sort of going through that. Like,
Absolutely.
Is that my mom or not my mom?
Exactly.
Spencer is in all of my
Marty.
dreams
all my
because he's in every show I binge watch.
Yeah.
Like there's not a single show that I have ever watched that Spencer hasn't been in.
Well,
It's
now
amazing.
his legs can be in your dreams too.
You are lucky.
Oh my God.
Now you've actually blown the cover because that's the title of the spinoff. Spencer is in all my dreams.
Oh my God, that
Forget
that's a
Spencer
whole other
Confidential. It's Spencer everywhere. It's just like boom, just out there. Like
Oh my goodness.
Spencer is lotioning his legs. in all my dreams.
Spencer should have his own show. It should just be the Spencer Show because I
Yes.
personally
Thank
would
you.
watch that because he's so interesting and fun.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know?
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Well, I'm not going to get my own show with Len Neville as the head of the network. That's for sure.
No.
I feel like for Marty though, there's always like food TV, because he's got a different drink every episode.
Every
and he's
episode.
like, this guy could teach you how to make cocktails, and I mean, there's an avenue somewhere for Marty. I'm telling
Exactly.
Yeah, he's always got. That's right. You do, except for this past one, you were working out. You were exercising.
It's true.
like a fiend.
That's true.
Well,
I was the one drinking now.
pretty.
Yes.
Yeah, he's trying to get healthy now. He's trying to get healthy and young and pretty because when we get back to work, he wants to be young and gorgeous again, like in his glory days.
Exactly. He
So
wants to
when
be ready to
When you
go.
first saw me, there was a lot of wine drinking, a lot of scotch drinking, a lot of martini drinking.
Yes.
I will not know whether that was real or not. While I was filming. Now it's all carrot juice and elliptical machines for
There you
Marty.
go.
There you go. Well, that
Right,
look, I
and-
gotta tell you though, the look on your face when you kind of like look in and you're questioning, like, wait a minute, we are talking
Oh, my
about the
God.
soap
the
opera,
best
not
look.
real life, right?
It's
I wanted to
the
screenshot
best.
that so bad. That was the one I wanted to put in our little promo. It's like,
Yeah.
no, this is Spencer dumbfounded. Like, what? You are talking
Oh,
about
my
the soap opera, right? Like,
Oh, his
And
face is
Alicia's-
like.
Oh.
Go ahead.
Your performance was so delicious and frightening, and just I was terrified watching it.
Oh my God!
That look
Thank
on my
you.
face was real, you guys.
yeah,
No,
I bet you could
I
just
could
tell.
it was. Can I tell you? First of all, I'm laughing because I'm like such like a little prissy little lady in real life. I mean, I am. However, I do talk like a truck driver, so I can curse with the best of them.
I'll
But
vouch for that, guys.
by the way, I didn't plan on burping. It just came out, and I was like, "Well, what the hell? She's let it all hang out anyway." So, but your look was it made me laugh so hard. And you guys don't know this, but like I said, there were so many other weird other takes that I did that were much
Oh my
weirder and scarier than the one that you saw. And
It
the
was
look
chill-
that he, right? Like I did some weird takes of like, I don't even know, I was losing my mind, but he was spot on hilarious with that look every single time.
Oh, yeah,
And
it
it
was
was
classic.
genuine. It was genuine.
You
It
did a
was
thing,
genuine.
Lish, where you started singing the words to Ice Cube's "It Was a Good Day."
No, wait. Was it Ice
He
Cube?
starts like-
Oh, that's right. I had to say it was a good day.
Dancing in her chair. It was
I,
just, oh my God. So that
Well,
we'll play that. We'll play that at the that outtake.
we have
Yes,
to see that at some
yes,
point
you
because
guys have to
you
do.
guys, I started rapping, and then when they all cut, the three of you guys, all of you guys were looking at me. Jerry was looking at me, Sherry, our writer, Spencer, like, what just happened? Like, what did I just watch? What Alicia just completely lost her mind from 2 sips of beer. Well, that's much like real life, so it doesn't take much for me.
Well,
That's great.
I mean, there's so many things I like about this show. All of the characters are interesting, from the get-go, from that pilot episode
Oh,
yeah.
on. They're just you're invested in each and every one of them. And, I don't know, I'm going to put this out there, and maybe I'll take some heat, maybe I won't, I don't know. But I feel like McKenna is the one you just love to hate.
I know.
Like, I mean, I'm just like, I was like, yeah. When he's like, but what about McKenna? He's like, screw McKenna. I'm going to be a
I
baby
know.
daddy. I'm like, yeah, screw McKenna. She's like, she's giving you shit about the date. She don't want to see you in quarantine. She's like, yeah. I don't know.
Right.
I love her, but McKenna, I'm just like, ah.
But that's good. That means she's this beautiful, lovely thing, and yet the way she plays the character is so perfect.
Right.
So you always have to have one that you love to hate because ultimately I think you end up seeing their vulnerable side at some point. You end up seeing why she's so controlling or why she's so uptight. Like it'll come full circle. I bet. Who knows? Like I don't know what Jerry has planned, but I think it's fun to have someone I think it's fun. My character and all my children, they all hated me. They loved to hate my character. And it's kind of fun to play that, you know? You're like,
Sure.
okay, I'm the one they hate. Okay.
Character. We love you. We love you.
Oh, I bet you have a lot of fans now after quarantine. I would imagine so. I mean, your seats. You have just stolen everything you're in. But whenever you're on the screen, I got to be honest with you, you're just killing it.
We're talking to
There's
Spencer.
a funny line.
No, I'm talking to you. Spencer knows he kills it.
God.
Yeah, no, Alicia, you're just
Spencer,
like.
Spencer kills it all the time.
absolutely.
Spencer kills it all the time. No, I'm like, you're definitely talking. I think everybody kills it, to be honest, because that's just the way the show is. Everyone has their moments.
Oh, definitely.
But thank you guys for saying that. No, a lot of the soap fans are watching, and I get these like little messages from them saying, "Wow, you're a cuckoo bird, and how fun to see you playing something different than you did on All My Children, and what a cool group of actors." You know, like it's a lot of the daytime fans they support anything that I ever do. So guaranteed they're going to be listening to this, and they're all becoming fans of Spencer and everybody, the whole cast. They keep saying what a wonderful cast it is, and so it's nice to have that support, no matter what kind of character I play, even if she is, you know, a bitch or she's crazy or whatever she is. You know,
Right.
It's great to have the support for sure.
Absolutely. Yeah. Spencer should actually teach a master class. That's
agree.
you know, for anybody who hasn't watched that episode yet of Quarantine, he's, you know, Griffin is teaching a master class, or Marty is teaching a master class. But Spencer, I feel like you could totally do that, buddy.
He could.
Well, Spencer actually does.
There you go.
There you go.
I actually do in real life. I'm not nearly as pompous or vain or deluded as Marty in his teaching prowess. I like to think I'm a little bit more laid back and humble. But we shot a scene the other day with Cynthia, who plays Afton, who's wonderful, and with Bree Turner, who's the new.
You guys are so good together. Dear God in heaven, you want to talk delicious?
Bananas.
You and Bree are amazing.
And we shot a scene where it's my first master class with her. She wants to study with me 7 days a week.
Right.
And I'm sitting in front of my my screen on or as Alicia likes to call it, on the Zoom.
On the Zoom. I call it on the Zoom.
On the Zoom. I say on the Zoom, on the Instagrams, on the Facebooks.
Oh my God.
But while we were shooting, I had my phone next to me, and I had just this long list of Sanford Meisner, the great Sanford Meisner acting teacher, who was my teacher. Early on, when I do my commercial for my master class, I said I studied with Sanford Meisner.
Wait, you
Stella
did?
Adler, Strasberg.
Oh,
well, in real life,
God.
I did. But so I'm using all of these actual Meisner
That's
quotes, and I just kept
amazing.
throwing them out there. So I just kind of gave these actresses this barrage of Sanford Meisner quotes.
That's awesome.
To bring a little reality to it. But Marty as an acting teacher has quite a ways to go. He's got a,
right.
He's making this shit up as he goes along, guys. So,
Sure. But I mean,
But he's believable.
It's totally
Exactly.
believable. I mean, you know, I would want to do
Well,
Gilligan's Island or any kind of, you know, old show theme opening for Marty. Wouldn't you?
sure.
Like, I would totally audition
For
for
sure.
that.
Totally. 1,000%. Yes. I buy him as an acting teacher too. I mean, for sure.
You guys are too sweet.
But, you know, I have to interject something here. So I know you mentioned Jerry, right? Jerry Ying, he's the creator, writer of the show. And you were just, Spencer, you were just talking about Meisner. So yes, as he mentioned, Jerry and I went to school with William Esper, who taught Meisner years ago in New York City. And we had said for years and years and years and years, one day we're going to do something together. We were scene partners in the acting class. These two dumb kids who laughed, used to go out after, and we were just dumb kids in New York City having the time of our life. But we really loved our class, and we were like, I think some of the few in our class that actually continued in this business. And so literally, I mean, I want to say 20 years already is crazy. We said one day we're going to work together. So It's taken a freaking pandemic to make it happen. But he finally reached out to me and said, hey, I put together this cool new project and I want you to be a part of it. And so I just think it's really interesting how you just never know what's going to happen or what's going to bring you closer to a person, right? Like it's unfortunate that it took this, but whatever it is, and I'm just so happy that he's now brought me into the life of Spencer and so many other great people. And it's just really interesting how, like I say, you just never know what the universe is going to throw your way, right? And so here I am, having my friend, my former scene partner in my class, directing me. It's really cool. And I still laugh about it sometimes because, we shared so many funny moments together in New York. We were just like two punky kids. and here he is running the show and doing just a fantastic job of it.
Oh, masterful. I mean, like I said, the way this is all coming together and the way it's all done is just brilliant.
Yeah, and that montage at the end of scene 9 or 10 with the song playing in the background, that was so good with all the different scenes popping up with everybody.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. Was honestly might have been one of my favorite parts.
Oh, definitely. And I got to tell you, when your mom is saying she has no idea what you were just telling her, and she says 2-pack.
Oh my God.
Because we were literally just having a conversation with my mother the other day, and she could not say Tupac to save her life. It was 2-pack everything. So when we're watching that episode and we hear 2-pack, I'm like, we can totally get that. We totally get that that's 2-pack.
It's so relatable.
It's so relatable.
That is so relatable. And she's like, oh, she's just so wonderful, Jennifer Passy. She's hilarious, and I think she really thought I did say 2-pack. I could have said Tupac. I could have said Tupac 12 times. She still thought I said 2-pack, and that's what's so brilliant about it. Just that one moment was that's all you need to see. She was hilarious. They were hilarious in that one moment. Yeah, I like that. I like the montage scenes when you get to see bits and pieces of everybody in their little world.
Yeah.
I think it's like a slice of life, right?
Definitely.
Right. Well, I got to say, the look on your face, too, you reacted just like brilliantly when mom drops oh, yeah, there's nothing wrong with postmenopause sex. You know?
My God.
The look on your face. And I'm like, whether that was ad-libbed or not, or improv or not, I don't know, but it was just like, wow, that's like, I'll take things you never want to hear your mother say, but,
No, that's...
The look on all our faces, Dustin.
That is
the look on all our faces.
Yes, that's right, Spence. You're there for all the scenes because Spencer's one of the producers, and so
Right.
Spencer's there. He's there all day, like watching every take. So you get to see it all and experience it all before it even gets put out there.
Oh, Spencer, we have got to see outtakes, buddy.
We will get you some outtakes. I mostly spend my Fridays and Saturdays like just in tears laughing.
I bet.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because
watching these amazing actors just come up with this stuff on the fly, and because it's like Jerry is the writer's room. Jerry, and we've added Sherry Albert, who's a terrific writer and friend of ours. She's come on as a writer producer, and and they come up with this stuff. And if you've ever been to a sitcom taping, you see in between takes, you'll see the writers run up to the actors and throw new pages at them.
Mm-hmm.
They'll throw in they'll add a new joke, a new line, a new scene. They'll tweak stuff on the fly, on the run. And that's basically what we're doing, while we're filming.
Sure.
They're coming up with they'll go back to one and they'll start it again, and they'll come up with a new idea, and they'll run it and run it and run it until the vibe is right and the tone is right. And whether it's a dramatic scene or a funny scene, these guys just nail it, man. It's so impressive to watch. It really is. Particularly a bunch of, again, I'll say, a bunch of people that don't really, with the exception of the cast members that live together,
right?
Those of us that don't know one another, to see how well we interact with each other. We're probably going to meet when we have our wrap party in real life at somebody's house. Finally, when this whole thing is over, we'll probably not be able to stand each other.
Yeah,
right.
I don't know. I don't believe it. You guys are just amazing, man.
Yeah.
I really do think the chemistry is one of the selling points for this thing for sure.
Good.
Wow. And isn't it interesting that I wasn't sure if chemistry would read through a Zoom.
Right.
I mean Zoom. I'm calling it a Zoom, but you know what I'm saying? I wasn't sure if a chemistry would read between people speaking, from screen to screen, as opposed to being in the same room with them. And it obviously is a different kind of chemistry, but it's still chemistry nonetheless. So it's really cool. I mean, when I see like JT with Jules and Jules and Ever, like I see these people talking, and there is such a great chemistry with all of them, and I believe them.
Right.
You know, and I wasn't sure how that would translate because I've never done a show like this before, but it does translate. I'm watching them going, yeah, I believe that, like, he's excited about having her baby, you know, like, and I believe the connection between them, and I believe what she's going through. And it's a testament to the actors for sure, but who knew, right? That you can have all of that.
I'm glad you brought that up, though, because there's a couple of scenes, those scenes right there with both men's reactions to finding out that it might be their baby, I thought were real, genuine reactions. You could just look on the face. Like, I really feel like that's how somebody would react if they're, they have to think about it for a minute. Are they upset? Are they happy? You got to pause and kind of reflect about what you're going to say next. I thought those scenes were really great. And then what we were talking about prior to coming on the air here is Logan and I were talking, and we brought it up with Spencer. When the practical joke was played on Marty, you could just genuinely feel the disappointment, and Spencer, you could just kind of, that type of raw emotion and chemistry, it just really plays well. It really does.
That moment, you just go, oh,
yeah,
you just like you want to wrap him and give him a big hug, but it's true. It's all translating better than I thought, which is a good thing because I just didn't know, and I'm so pleased that we're pushing forward and getting new guests and like having fun with it. And I think we're all finding a comfort level with it, because we're finding our way with it. So we're able to have more fun with it and do more things because we're realizing, oh yeah, it is translating. Like it's coming across well. And it's fun. It's really fun.
And that's and anytime it's fun, that translates well. So, because you can tell you guys are having fun, which makes it fun to watch. So. Oh,
that's good. Spencer, do you feel like, is there ever a moment where you feel like you're going to just laugh so hard that you can't stop? I have moments like that.
I certainly had that the other day when I was on the elliptical machine with you, watching your descent into madness. It was like watching Mary Tyrone at the end of Long Day's Journey into Night.
Oh my God!
When she goes off into her morphine addiction and starts babbling, and I'm on this elliptical machine. I thought I was going to fall off it at one point.
Oh no!
So good, so good.
Oh, it's fun. It's fun. Laughing
I just made a very, very
healing.
Obscure Eugene O'Neill reference. So
yes,
for all you
it's
Eugene
fantastic.
O'Neill fans out there, I hope somebody gets that.
P.S. Eugene O'Neill, we always did that in Bill Espert's class. By the way,
good.
Always that was like one of his faves.
Wow, good to know.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Hey, well, yeah, and I just love, I can't believe how you held it together. The whole improv thing is amazing. Like from the very first episode, when you're talking about Willow with the hot tub, and how you're holding it together with the hot tub. Like, no, it's fired up. He's fired up. Come on over. I thought I'd try. That's what I'm saying. I just got this feel from the entire first episode on that Marty's just looking for love.
Well, they had a trick. We teased that out. Marty and Willa had a little thing.
Oh yeah,
they had a little flingy ding. A short-lived little flingy ding before she got pregnant, and he was just. I think Marty has a good heart. Marty's
exactly.
Good.
Exactly.
He wasn't. When he said, do you want to come over? He wasn't really trying to lure her over there. I mean, she's happily married with her baby now. So, but maybe in the back of his mind, he thought, maybe I get one more shot at this.
Right.
Well, why not try?
Right. And happily, but when she's in distress, who does she call? I feel like there's a little bit more there between the two of them that, like you said, Marty's a good guy. He's genuinely concerned if she's doing okay. Yeah. And when she was in distress and was having a hard time, I felt like she feels the same way about Marty. This is somebody I can confide in and go to when I'm in trouble. So,
well, it's funny because he's the, Marty and Alex are kind of the matriarch and patriarch of the Chino Hills family.
Right.
They're the holidays. And so, we've probably been on the show for 20 years.
Right.
And so, Marty's the guy that the younger kids on the show, look up to, I would assume, and, go to for advice because he's been around the block so many times. So, dipping into the company ink, or whatever that expression is probably Marty has not really, the Me Too movement has not really hit his shores yet.
No.
So,
I mean, listen, I can attest.
He's getting hip to it a little too late.
Yeah.
Listen, like soap operas, I mean, I was on All My Children for 10 years. Remember, a lot of people got married because they met on soaps. Kelly Ripa and her husband, Mark Consuelos, and so many other people. So that world, you're around each other so often, as you are on a lot of other shows. But your dressing rooms are around each other. Your dressing room is like your second home. You're around each other day in and day out, every single day for years. So stuff happens, like relationships form and people fall in love with their TV husbands or their sons or whatever. Like, but it really happens, you guys. Like, it really happens. Well, so it's not too far off that that Marty's character, that Marty would have had a thing or two with several of the people on the show, and for sure.
Well, especially, it's pretty well known, common knowledge soap operas, they shoot just like crazy hours and like all these pages per day. So if you're in a relationship with a co-star and you're consistently with them 12, 15, 16 hours a day, 5 days a week, of course you're going to develop something, I would assume.
Right. Yeah. It's very interesting, but it's Jerry's doing it right because he's making all of these relationships, deeper than just coworkers, but, like family. And that's what I like about it, is that it feels like they are a big dysfunctional family. And that's pretty much the way it is.
Realism.
Exactly.
So,
realism.
Do you guys have a favorite scene? Do you guys have a favorite scene that you've shot so far?
Gosh. You
go first.
I'm going to go first. I've enjoyed all of them, but I do have to say, like, the most recent one I had with Spencer was so much fun for me personally to just kind of go bananas a little bit and sort of let it all hang out. So that for me was just super fun. But then, I really had fun showing Jen my ass. Sorry, Nate. I had fun taking the phone and putting it under my butt. And it was like, Jerry and I were like, what are we doing?
Oh my gosh,
Like when you get to play something that's kind of out there and inappropriate, just as an actor, it's fun to do. It's fun to do. And of course I have, such wonderful actors to play opposite of. So to be able to do that with Spencer and do that with Jen and like have their reactions be so priceless was nothing but fun for me.
Oh yeah.
So,
great scene, by the way. It was hilarious. I have to tell you, the scene is fantastic.
I love it.
And mad camera skills, because I'm that guy who can't take a selfie in the mirror, without having the camera block my face. So how you got that shot? That's just impressive. I don't know.
Listen, hey, I'm glad you liked it. First off, I am not a selfie person either. I'm not a selfie person. I'm not a video person. So when Jerry asked me to do this whole thing, I was like, I don't FaceTime, Zoom. I don't do any of that, right? I mean, now I do, obviously. But I don't even really do a lot of FaceTime. So Jerry was like sort of saying, this is how you got to hold the phone. Little did I know that I would take a perfect shot of my butt without any guidance at all. But, I would say Jerry helped a little in telling me, how to hold the phone. So, so his direction helped. But I just love doing fun stuff. I feel like right now doing the fun scenes for me are just therapeutic, and laughter is healing, and like we all need to laugh a lot, so Definitely. Why not, right?
Absolutely. And Spencer, for me, I don't know, I can't wait to hear one of your favorites, but for me, one of my favorites was with you and Steven Weber. I thought that whole exchange was just,
that was a good one.
Well, Weber and I have known each other since 1985, and he is one of the funniest humans on the planet. He makes me laugh all the time, no matter where we are, no matter what we are doing. Something will come out of his mouth that makes me laugh. And so I knew that when we shot the scene together, first of all, he's so generous with his time and he was so game. And so I was so thrilled when he said he would do this. And, you get a scene, when you get somebody that is that inventive and funny and brilliant and just great at improv, you just kind of let him riff and go.
Right.
So we did several scenes where we're kind of going back and forth and bantering back and forth. But the best take of that scene is where he just goes on and he's talking about, he's like, I had to let Esther go. I'm like,
oh my God.
That's your wife.
That's your wife.
Best line ever.
Steven Weber is a national treasure, and he was just terrific. I love that scene. I have to say though, my favorite, probably my favorite scene was the first scene we shot as a group all together, all of us,
Yeah.
you know, in the pilot, where all 12 of us are there in our little squares. It was really the first time we'd all worked, quote unquote, together, other than the time we all met as a group. You know, and I'd been kind of cooped up in my house for weeks and going a little stir crazy. Jerry came up with this idea. And so the idea that I could go into my closet and, you know, put on a blazer and make a martini and have a party in my apartment with these new friends of mine was really lovely. And I'm dancing around in my apartment, and, you know, I just had a blast because I had gotten to the point where this is really bloody depressing, guys, you know, and so the chance to kind of let loose and cut loose and have fun with a bunch of people that I've been spending the last 2 months with working was really just a joy. And the other scene was I love doing my little masterclass commercial.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes. Just me in my apartment. I mean, I wrote that little thing out, and I've got all these kind of vintage movie posters around my place. And so I set decorated my office with all these old posters. And I had to find, of course, I had to put on a black turtleneck to play the masterclass teacher. And I had such fun playing dress up. It's like, that's what we do.
Yeah.
That's why we love doing what we do, Alicia
That's
and I.
right.
What we do for a living is it's a chance to play dress up and have fun. And, you know, so
it becomes somebody else.
It becomes somebody else. Exactly.
Yeah. Wait, Spencer. So those posters, you did set dressing for that? Those weren't up on your wall in the office?
Some of them are in my wall. Some of them are in the rest of my house. And so I brought them all. I turned my office into like, an old vintage movie poster.
Because I love that. I love that set for you. It's perfect for you. Perfect for your character. It's just like, I love it. All the movies, like it was so perfect. And for the very first episode to have you all dressed dapper with your quarantini and your movie posters is like, I'm looking at true classic Hollywood right there.
Exactly.
It was like perfect.
It's so
true. It was also something about it reminded me of that lovely moment that I had in the Tarantino film where I turned to the camera, you know, as Alan Kincaid, and I did my Alan Kincaid voice, and I said, hello.
That's kind of what you were doing.
I'm Martin Blake.
Yeah.
You know, so I was channeling a little bit of that guy too. So I'm kind of bringing him back a little bit.
We just saw that, by the way, like right after I met all of you guys for the first initial meeting when Jerry had all of us meet. We sat down to watch it, and I was like, there's Spencer. I was so happy to see your face. You were so good. It was you were so perfectly cast for that. And so I can totally see how you brought some of that, you know, to Marty, for sure.
That is so funny that you said, there's Spencer.
I did.
Excuse me.
I was like, there's Spencer.
So Spence, if you had any idea prior to this whole theater shutdown stuff, if you could see myself and Logan anytime we go see a movie that you're in, or my poor family when I'm sitting at home, because like I said, it seems like every TV show I watch, you know, you're in it. Like, we have those moments. Look, there's Spencer. Like, you know, the people in the movie theater are like, shut the fuck up. It's like, we don't know who Spencer is, but you do clearly. Like, yeah, you know, it's so good, you know.
How awful, you guys.
No, it's fantastic. It's fantastic. It's fun.
Oh, it is.
Well, I'm getting tired of me. But I'm glad.
No, never.
Not me. I've made a whole new game out of it. Like, what show can I find that I can't find you in? And I haven't been able to do it so far. It's like, damn, there it is.
Well, don't turn it into a drinking game.
But you guys could do a whole podcast that's all about Spencer and all the things he's done and turn it into like a trivia thing. Who knows, like, what movie he played this in and what TV show he played this in. And it could be like a Spencer podcast. You can have all special guests who have worked with him.
That's a brilliant idea because, I mean, we already had a little Twitter feed like that when I posted that I had seen him in an episode of West Wing. And, I mean, underneath it was like, it was episode such and such. And and I'm like, wow, okay. Like, all right. So there's those people out there that would totally kill at that trivia game.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Meanwhile, Spencer's like, all right.
All right, guys. Stop talking about me.
I still want you back on Picard, man. I feel like that relationship is there, Spence. You should be bringing back.
Well, I'm not at liberty to say.
Oh! Uh-oh.
Hey.
I always love when they say we can't say.
I know.
Maybe they
I
just
love
said.
that shit.
or when they say, I would tell you, but then I
Right.
have to kill you.
Wait, can I
No,
ask? So Jeremy,
you guys are very flattering. I'm blushing like a tomato over here. So you're very sweet.
I was going to bring up Jeremy. And so Jeremy, did you know Jeremy? You've been working with Jeremy too, or wait, okay, let's take two. Okay, Jeremy did not know. Jeremy did not know Jerry, but he knew you from working with you, correct?
I knew Jeremy as a casting director. I had read for Jeremy on many occasions.
We Jeremy.
Became friends, and then Jeremy was brought on to America 2.0. Jeremy was the one who initially brought me into the table read of what was initially a television pilot for a brilliantly written show called America 2.0. And I did a table read, and I was one of the actors that Jeremy thought of very sweetly to come in and read for. And I befriended the writer-creator of the show, J.S. Mayank, who ultimately turned it in. We came up with the idea to turn it into a podcast. Jeremy, J.S., and myself, and J.S.'s writing partner, David Carlisle, we turned this television pilot into a very successful podcast. Jeremy and I, on the basis of that, decided to become producing partners. So when when our friend Jerry asked me to come on board, I said, we need a casting director, and I know just the guy. So I wrangled Jeremy into this. He's probably going to kill me.
But he's doing so great with it because
he's extraordinary. Jeremy Gordon is extraordinary.
He's great.
He's probably going to ruin the day that I ever, asked
Look,
him to come join us.
don't let him make you think anything different. We were just talking to him prior to doing this before y'all called, and he is so enthusiastic and so beaming about this project.
Yes.
He is so proud. So I can imagine he's quite the happy guy.
And his parents are like two of our best supporters and our best fans. He was telling us his sweet parents are like supporting the show, and like I love that. I love support that you get, not just from people within the industry. You get parents and like parents of our wonderful casting director. Like, it's just, it's fantastic. He's been, aside from the casting director, one of the producers as well, sitting in on all the shoots and, giving his 5 cents about this scene and that scene, and making sure that I don't curse, first of all, making sure I keep it clean. But he's been just really great in terms of like organizing things and, wait, what the hell?
I had to laugh. It's like making sure we keep it clean. So you can't curse, but lotion is fine.
But lotion
is fine.
Guys, we've got to keep it clean. Oh my goodness!
You can rub lotion on your leg. You just can't say fuck.
That's right.
That's a T-shirt right there.
That's right. So good.
So you can rub lotion, or you can say fuck. But you can't.
But you can't.
That's exactly perfect. Oh my God.
No. Yes. And clearly Nate was about to, which is why he fell and the camera went down. So like he knew. No, we got to keep this clean. I got to fall right here.
Like, keep it clean. I'm done.
I'm done. Boom, boom. Because he was about to cross the two, and you can't do that. You can't cross the two.
That's right. Keep it clean. This is a semi-family
he was
show.
about to cross the Rubicon.
Oh yeah. Yeah. You can only take so much. Come on now.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh, you guys.
Alex had blue balls.
Oh yeah.
My God.
Well, I just can't.
It happens to the best of us.
It does.
What are you gonna do?
It does. What are you gonna do? He was from the second you showed him your ass. That was it. It was like, no, this is done.
All right, Mom.
Right? Like,
know.
Oh my gosh.
I'm curious what's gonna happen, Spence. I think you may know more than me, but I'm always curious. Like I'm waiting now to find out what's going to happen this, the next time that we shoot.
Oh, absolutely.
So I'm always like sort of excited when I get the little, the little email from our, Ari and our other producer, like, what storyline's happening? I always look at it and I'm always like, oh, this is fun, or wow, this is crazy. But it's always exciting for me to open that email and see like what they have in store for us this week.
Well,
I don't know.
I feel like Alex is maybe 2 episodes away from a padded room.
Fantastic.
Maybe 1 episode. Maybe one episode.
Yeah.
Oh,
Maybe
man.
1 episode from a padded room or a straitjacket. No, we're all going to be fine at the end of this thing.
Sure.
I think. Yeah.
So where does that leave? Okay, if Alex is in the padded room, though, where does that leave Nate? Looking for love with Marty because he's already been shafted in the relationship at home. Then he's not going to get Alex because Alex is going to be in the padded room. I feel like he's going to be calling up Marty like, I need help.
They're going to be each other's wingman.
That's it. They're going to be wingmen. I mean,
if anybody comes to Marty for advice about love, then they're in the wrong business. Nobody should be looking to Marty Blake for relationship advice. That's pretty clear.
Marty would be like, "I'm glad you're here, Nate. Can you lotion my legs?"
Again, that's the spinoff. And
that's the spinoff right there.
There's plenty of time for that.
Oh my goodness.
This show could go. There's so many great opportunities for every character. Like, it must be so fun for the writers to sit, and come up with such fun things, because you just never know. The sky's the limit, right?
Exactly.
Like, anything could happen, and that's what's so fun about it and that's what's fun about being able to improv it too, is you can put in your own little, stuff in there. Like, whatever happens, it's just all good fun, and you could always bring it down a notch or bring it up a notch.
Right.
It's always, there's just so much room for fun or not fun, and like real life stuff, and whatever it is, like there's so much that could happen with this group during this time.
Absolutely.
So I'm excited to get the next little breakdown. And
this is very soap opera though. I maybe JT or Everett, neither one is the daddy. What?
Dun, dun, dun.
What?
What?
Oh.
You're right.
I mean, come on now.
You never know.
You never know. Maybe real baby daddy came and got her. We don't know. Like, just
right.
Or maybe it's Marty.
I was going to say that.
I
was going to say that.
It could be Marty. It could be Marty.
It'd be Marty.
Marty's
right.
Marty's actually, his plan to stay on the show is to eliminate all the younger people. It's like,
exactly
you never
right.
know.
Now you're catching on.
Right.
Now you're catching
so
on.
he's going to knock one up.
That's right.
And then he's going to do something to the other one. I'd watch that.
By attrition. I'm gonna it's revenge by screwing. It's literally screwing.
Literally by screwing.
See, now everybody's going to be watching.
Exactly.
Everybody was already watching. Now even more are going to be watching.
Now they're like, okay, score.
So good.
It definitely. I'm so glad you guys came on to talk about it because, from the second we started talking that we were going to have you guys on, and I mean, clearly there are a lot of people that are watching this right now and are connecting to it. So, I mean, we could not be more happy that you guys came on to talk about it.
Oh,
well, we could always use more. We could always use more watchers, and and every eyeball that comes our way and gets turned on to the show. They see the link, and we would love it if they're enjoying the show and they're getting 7 minutes of pleasure, which is also the title of my autobiography, which is coming out in the fall.
I was going to say that is the title of something.
Woo.
Yeah, if they're getting 7 minutes of pleasure or minutes of pleasure, whatever it is, however long the episode is, if they want to click on the link and kick in $3 to the SAG-AFTRA Foundation COVID-19 Relief Fund.
Yeah,
it would be extraordinary, because people have this perception of actors that we're all sitting around our swimming pools drinking margaritas.
Right.
Yeah.
But the whole business is shut down, and I just found out Los Angeles is probably not going to reopen until the end of July now, which means that most of us are probably not going. We're probably not going to go back to work until quite possibly. Until the new year, which is a pretty daunting thought. So
it is.
It is. Yeah, it is.
Well, listen, man, Spence, we got you. We will promote the hell out of it. We will put it, my Vote Seth cup still sits in my office on all of our YouTube videos, man. So we were going to give as much love to this project as we did to America 2.0, and we are going to get it out there. We're going to tell people to watch it, man. And open invite, man. If you guys want to come back, anybody from the cast wants to come back, of course,
fun.
we would want you guys back to talk about it, man.
So fun. You guys are, first of all, I'm a little behind on my social media. I just saw you guys on Twitter. I'm going to follow you guys on Twitter.
Yes.
I'm behind, but I'm like up to my kneecaps in like math and science with my child.
Oh,
But
yeah.
I just so appreciate your support, and I appreciate, you guys don't know me, so having me come on with the wonderful Spencer is flattering and was so fun, and I would love to do it again and check back in, and and why not have we have such a great cast, like they're all just fun, wonderful people, and why not have like some others come on and
Sure.
just like and sort of check in and just say, hey, this is where we're at, because I feel like there's a lot more fun to be had with this show and with this group of people. But we just appreciate you guys, because it's people like you that help keep our show, out there and going. So
Absolutely.
thank you.
Well, thank you. We appreciate the kind words, and open invite, guys. You guys know, Spence. We do a top 5 every day. Maybe we get a bunch of y'all together, do a top 5 soap opera scenarios or something.
Right.
It'd be hilarious,
Oh
and just keep letting people know about the show.
Right.
Yes.
We love us some crazy ants, man. So,
Yes.
Oh my God. Crazy Ant is the best name ever. I feel like I'm a crazy ant.
Oh,
So-
awesome.
Totally.
Honorary crazy ants, always.
Yes, exactly.
You guys are
I'll
always
take it.
welcome.
I'll take it.
Beautiful.
Listen,
thank you,
guys.
guys.
Yeah, listen. Like I said, anytime you want to come back or anybody wants to come, you just let us know, and the answer's always going to be yes. We're thrilled, and you guys take care, stay safe, and just
Thank you.
And anything we can do for you, let us know.
Oh,
You
thank you guys.
too, fellas. Stay safe in North Carolina. I've got a lot of love for that state, so you all stay
Me
safe.
too.
Thank
No,
you.
me
And
too.
stay home.
My
Put a mask on. Don't take any shit for anybody that gives you any shit about wearing a mask. This thing ain't over by a long
no.
shot. So
Wear
stay safe,
your
okay?
mask.
Definitely.
Yes.
For sure. Yeah, take it from the girl who's in New York City. Put your mask on.
Yeah,
And,
for
Definitely.
sure.
and I send you guys good energy over there to North Carolina as well. That's where my dad is. And just thank you. And I hope everybody stays safe, and Spence, you as well. And one day we'll all be in the same room together,
Yes.
which will be amazing.
That would be
And
awesome.
Yeah.
We're totally down
it's
for
gonna
that.
Happen.
That's
it's gonna
right.
happen. When it happens, it's going to be that much more exciting.
Absolutely.
So,
Well, when this thing gets picked up to series, we're going to have the premiere party at your husband's restaurant.
Yeah.
I just decided.
Oh, yeah.
You know what? You know what? God willing, right? Like let's
God
all, from your lips, let's just put everything out there. It's because his restaurant's closed right now, of course. But you know what? Let's just hope that everything goes, in a positive direction and a healing direction, and then we'll all get to see each other.
Definitely.
That's the best
Yeah.
way to end it,
God
right
bless
there.
you, fellas.
Yes,
Yeah.
you
All
too,
right.
Spence.
Thank you guys again.
Not a problem.
bet.
You guys have
Bye,
a good
guys.
week.
Bye, Lish. Love you. Talk
Bye,
soon,
love.
guys.
I'll see you in a few days. And guys,
Cheers.
thanks again. You guys take care. And I had such fun today.
Oh, appreciate it.
Good.
Bye-bye now.
Yay. Bye, guys.
Wow.
That was just so damn good. Like, wow, just this show is epic.
I know, and I just love, sometimes, I think me and you just kind of like to just sit back and let them
And
talk.
listen, yeah.
Because they have so many great stories, and you hear
Exactly.
about their history or how they did stuff together, or sometimes you just don't have to say anything. Just let them
Exactly.
talk, and that was really fun.
It was so fun, so fun. And guys, be sure to check out their Instagram, IGTV show, Quarantine the Show. That's what we were talking about during the whole interview. It is just phenomenal, honestly. Just great product, man.
Yeah,
great
man.
content.
And guys, it's like 6 or 8 minutes long,
Yeah.
the episodes.
if you have Quibi, it's the same thing.
Exactly.
Like,
Trust us. They are so worth sitting down and watching. They are entertaining as hell.
yes. Thank you again, guys, for coming on the show.